Just relax as DJ Quakums turns it up to 11.
So when did you know, like, that she was the one for you?
October 21st, 1975.
Jesus Christ, you know the fucking day?
Oh, yeah. Day of the game. We're sitting in a bar waiting for the game to start. And in walks this girl.
Just a casual reminder that DJ Quakums loves you and thanks you for your support in Talk Clack. I may be a big nerd and I may smeal, but DJ Quakums always keeps it real. It's almost party time, boys. Yes, it is I, DJ Quakums, in the house. And I welcome all of you to the M60-A unboxing and building. In fact,
told me so many. I knew you would. I still.
hope you guys are doing well. I know I announced the stream and posted it for 8 p.m., which I think I actually still need to share in a couple places.
I knew you regretted love. Told me so many.
Yeah, thanks for joining me in this chill unboxing and build stream.
I knew you would.
Should be pretty fun.
I still wonder.
I'm not gonna open the box yet since I posted for 8. I'm gonna kind of just, you know, give it some time to let people come in that do want to see it, that might think the stream is actually starting at 8. But yeah, some notes, obviously, like a lot of you are noticing and mentioning already. A little bit new of a stream setup, so I actually have a right above me, like right here, is the camera. You can just barely see it off of my webcam, but that's right there. I got that top-down view. I have a lamp. I have lamp lighting with like really bright LED bulbs on both sides of me. They're both covered with a white T-shirt right now for diffusion. Until I can find something a little bit better. So this is definitely not perfect. This is not ideal, but it should still be a big step up from, you know, what you guys have been used to seeing in my personal build streams, which has, you know, been tragic at best. So this is definitely a nice welcome upgrade. I'm still going to tweak things, play around with my camera, play around with the lighting, and try to get even better quality, but not too bad so far. I actually have some coffee filters that I was planning to use for diffusion, but they're not really big enough. It is kind of annoying to try to tape them on. So this worked out in a pinch quicker. But you know, we'll get there. We'll see. Is this porn? Yeah. There's a Rama logo here, guys. Of course it's porn. Come on. Let's be real. It's at an underpriced Clipe on my desk. This is the tofu Winculus. Talking about the VIA configurator? I'm not sure yet. I haven't actually looked at it, but maybe. I need to download it and I'll have to try it out. Setup looks good. Great improvement. Thanks, man. Heck yeah. This is definitely stimulating in all the right ways. Nice. So like I already just mentioned a few moments ago, for people still trickling in, I'm going to wait a few more minutes. I'll start the actual unboxing a little after 8 p.m. Pacific time, so that's about 5 minutes away. So until then, I'm just kind of hanging out with you guys, rolling, you know, just letting you guys chilling out with me. But we'll get there. We'll get there. don't cut into the box too deeply. The interior box is close to the surface. That's right. That's right. I will keep that in mind. Actually, since you guys haven't seen yet, when the box came to me, this was punctured a little bit, and that worried me. So I actually did I did cut open this side just to make sure nothing right underneath it was harmed, and it wasn't. But that scared me a little bit because that's actually like it's a full hole, like. So I was a little worried, but thankfully it looks fine. The other side is where the keyboard is, I'm pretty sure, because this was like a cable or something. I didn't really look at anything. Rama is amazing. But I have no doubt that it's packaged well enough. That's a detail that I'm sure Rama and Kate did not overlook. But definitely a good tip. Full hole, that's right. And there's dents like all across like the rest of the box too. But it seems well enough. It seems well enough. But you know, I haven't really looked inside of anything yet, so we'll be doing that together in just a few moments. Booze? Oh crap, I didn't grab anything to drink yet. I guess while I still have a couple of minutes until I'm technically live and starting, I am gonna go grab a quick beverage. I think I have beer. We'll find out. I will be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. I'm very excited for this, guys. So just a couple more minutes until the unpackaging begins, guys. And we will take the journey together. For people that are curious what I'm drinking, because I get that question a lot. Oops, there we go. I'll be drinking Stormy Days IPA by Northwest Brewing. I'm pretty sure it's in Seattle, so very local to me. And then I'm also drinking some relatively inexpensive but not too bad bourbon called Rebel Yell. Rama and Kate in the audience today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know you guys are probably ridiculously busy right now. Getting all these amazing M60s out to everyone. All right. Are you you guys almost ready for this? I know I am. I had a really hard time not opening it yesterday. I really just wanted to take a peek. I really just wanted to peek at it, but I didn't. Your body is ready. Mine is too. And we have 69 viewers right now. 69 viewers is the proper amount to do a Rama unboxing. Tenzo11 just subbed with Twitch Prime. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, my guys. My guys and gals. All right, let's get ready to take this journey together, guys. My trusty Kershaw knife that I've had for like 15 years. And of course, just to start out, cheers to all of you awesome viewers. Cheers to Rama and Kate for being such amazing people, doing such amazing work. It's honestly really humbling. It's amazing. You guys are fantastic. All of you. Every one of you. Faza just subbed with Twitch Prime 6 months in a row. Thank you for that, my man. Just cracked open a cold one. Nice. Alright, my viewership keeps rising, so now that it's 8, after 8, we can start to get through this. So like I mentioned a few moments ago to the some of the people that might have just gotten here, I did have a dent upon delivery, courtesy of my local postmen. Unfortunately, but I did actually crack this open yesterday just to make sure everything was okay, and on this side, so and we were good. But I haven't looked at anything else, so I haven't actually seen the board yet or anything. PMS and Chicken, thank you so much for all those lovely bits. All right, guys, let's get into it. I'm going to start with this end, because I know the board is not on this end, so we might as well leave the board for the last, right? I'm going to do this very slowly and sensually. Just kind of keep you guys on your feet, you know? Nice artisans, by the way, thank you. Notice what they're on. The special blue M6, which is one of the best things I've ever owned in my life. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, so beautiful, man. So beautiful. Alright, so here on this side of the package, we are greeted by some accoutrements that are, of course, in true Rama style, individually packaged in this very nice kind of branded packaging that he has. It feels very nice, feels very sturdy. This looks like a USB cable. I'm gonna open these as I go. And start a little garbage pile on my floor to the right of me. Alright, so inside this one, we actually have a couple things. So we have the braided USB-C cable. Very nice. USB 3, A on one end, C on the other. Very nice. Love when kits come with their own cable. And it looks like we have, I'm not going to take these out quite yet, because I'm assuming they're part of the building process, but we have a little Allen wrench as well as some screws, presumably for the board's mounting hardware. So I'm going to save that for now. Set that aside. Moving on, we have what I'm going to guess are the feet the rubber feet slash bump-ons. These are a little bit more intense than bump-ons, of course. These will have an adhesive strip on one side and be kind of thick. Nice feet, kind of similar to in the same vein of how like the M60-A worked, which I was a really big fan of. The feet on that were stupendous, and I expect similar things here. We're all waiting for the RamaWorks HHKB. We all are, trust me. All right, what else we got here? So we have some more screws. These are obviously a little bit different in size to the previous ones. Whoops, forgot to seal that bag up. So some more mounting hardware. I have no idea what either of these screws go to yet, because I haven't seen the board yet. And of course we have a nice Rama microfiber cloth, which is pretty cool. I like these. I have like 2 of these already, and I actually do use them for various things like keyboards and my glasses. Yeah, I just gotta tear into bags, guys. Jace the Poop Scooper just subbed with Twitch Prime. Thank you very much. Giving you guys the full unboxing experience here. I want you guys to be able to feel this with me. Alright, I can already see there's cutouts here. So I'm gonna... Actually, I'm not sure why those are cutouts. Maybe it's for like starter kit stuff. Maybe, I don't know. But those are little cutouts there. I don't know. I'm not gonna guess why those are cut out, but I'm assuming there's a reason for it. Oh wow, this is heavy. Okay, so this is the packaging for the weight. Check this out. Look at this. Is just the weight packaging. Like, there's actually a package for the weight, and I can see it's actually wrapped up in paper in there too. This is amazing. Like, Rama and Kate really miss like no beats when it comes to this stuff. The unboxing experience is often as satisfying as the actual product itself, and this is just fantastic. So I'm gonna set this aside for now as well. No need to open that yet because we already know it's the weight. Don't wanna fingerprint it up as much as I can help it. But you know, we have a nice Rama microfiber cloth when I do print it up. All right, moving on. We have another layer of foam. This is great foam, by the way. I like this hard cell foam. Lots of it in this box too. Yeah, this is really good packaging, guys. Even if my box were way more beat up than it is, I think it would have been totally fine. My butt cheeks have been clenched for that U80 group buy. I think a lot of people have. All right, we're moving up, guys. This is the come on, camera, focus on that contrast. This is the M60-A PCB. Also has its own little individually designed package. Look at that. My camera's having a tough time picking up the contrast because of the lighting. Sorry, guys. Very cool. It's the PCB. More foam. And now we reach what I think is the coup de grace. If I were a betting man, I would bet this is the M60. So I'm I'm gonna kind of turn it over here to try to get this out a little bit easier. One hand on the other side, and then bam. I know I'm slowly dragging this on, guys, but I assure you it's intentional. It's both for my pleasure and yours. I really wasn't expecting to have 80 viewers for this, if I'm being totally honest. You guys are amazing. Thanks for coming out, supporting Top Clack, and checking out the M60 by RamaWorks. Try to give you guys the full box art experience here. Yeah, I really want you guys to feel like you're here with me doing this, as opposed to just me ripping everything apart and pulling out the product. Also, is the music too loud, guys? If it's too loud, I can turn it down. I actually didn't even check that at the beginning of the stream. Let me know if the music's too loud or if I'm too quiet. It's an unboxing striptease. It sure is. Unbox it upside down. Mr. Petrov, thank you very much for the sub via Twitch, or for tier 1 sub. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for that. Very good. Music good volume. Very nice. Alright, you guys ready? This is... I'm taking the top off. This is like that time you were like 16, 17, and like you had never been in a romantic, intimate situation before. And like the rain's pouring down outside. There's some slow hip-hop in the background. And you're about to see your first pair, if you know what I'm saying. My heart is racing right now. I'm not even lying either. Like, all right, here we go. Here's the reveal. Oh, and it's covered in paper, so you can't even see it yet. Rip. Amazing. Romantic lighting. I don't want to change my lighting up too much because it was kind of hard to get it this far, actually. You got a semi? You're not alone, brother. You're not alone. There's a reason that the camera isn't pointing at my my lower midsection of my body right now. Candles and berry white. That's right. All right, so it looks like we need to do a little bit more work here to you know, unveil those goodies. Jace the Poop Scooper says, I've never understood unboxings, but oh my, this goddamn hobby. That's right. That's right. It's particularly apparent in RamaWorks products too, because you know, it was similar for things like the M60-A, etc. The M60-A also had good packaging. It's all part of the experience. It's kind of like food, right? You eat with your eyes before anything else. You know, if something looks more appetizing, then you know that all can translate to the finished product. And you know, Rama and Kate definitely know that. It's almost a sensual experience, guys. It really is. Rama says, by the way, make sure you tighten the back weight screws once you remove the base. Got it. I'm assuming that's potentially what this Allen wrench is for. Maybe. Talisman Solution says, everything feels very Japanesey, quote unquote, from a packaging perspective. Foam material is unusual, dense, high quality, precision cut, and fitted. It's like a glove, man. It's unreal. Felt like unwrapping a precision tone arm from Japan. Handcrafted heritage. Love the opaque materials. Feels like vellum? I actually don't know what that is. Surprisingly, the final folded paper punctuates the care craft. Wait. Punctuate. Oh, okay, sorry. Punctuates the care, craftsmanship, and engineering excellence. Allen wrench for the base screws. Yep, got it. I'm getting closer, guys. Kate says, imagine I packed the wrong color. You know, I actually wish you did. Not because I don't want dust, because I totally do, but because it would be so hilarious. And it wouldn't bother me at all. Because I would be happy with any color of M60-A. But that would just be, like, the greatest on-stream, like, semi-blunder of all time. So I'm doing this on a very thick desk mat too, so it's very safe. Don't worry, guys. Oof, we're getting closer. You guys ready for this? You can start to see it now. Fantastic. Save all the packaging materials so you can have the keyboard accompany you into the afterlife when your reign is over in the land of the pharaohs. Fair enough. I should, actually. I don't usually save packaging, but Rama's packaging makes me want to save it. I throw away almost all of my packaging. Alright guys, we're almost there. Oh my gosh. So you remember when I was telling you, like, it's like when you're a youngin', you're 17, you're 18, it may be your first time, and you know, you've never seen, you know, a nice pair of thing. I'm afraid to say specific words that might get me banned on Twitch, but you know what I'm talking about. The upper regions of a gorgeous woman. But this is like, right here, this is when, like, you've just progressed to putting the tip in. Oh, man. And now, all of it's in. I'm just gonna let this sink in for a second, because this is quite gorgeous. I feel like my hands can never be clean enough for doing this. Too much? Sorry, I was intentionally trying to go way too far with this. Look at this, guys. This is... Man, this is just gorgeous. Wings? Alright, you guys are crazy. I'm done with that example now. Don't worry, guys. Sorry to drag that on for so long. This is quite a specimen, though. I'm not gonna lie. I need to adjust my lighting a bit so it picks it up a little bit nicer. For those of you that are curious about the weight, don't worry. I have a kitchen scale I use to weigh boards. I will give you weights before and after built and before and after internal weight, just like I try to as often as I can. You want this color too now? Isn't that amazing? It's like pink, but it's such a dark, like deep pink. And of course I'll take some nice pictures of it hopefully tomorrow, and that way you guys can actually see it in better lighting, like daylight. But this is pretty close actually. Anyways, let's start taking a little tour around this thing. One thing I'm a little curious about that I don't remember even seeing, but why the cuts on the top and bottom of each switch hole on each side? There's a cut on each one of the four corners. I'm a little curious about that. Why they're vertical cutouts on each switch? That's what I was just wondering too. Oh, don't worry. Olivia will at least be here in spirit very shortly. Aid in the machining process, Rama says. Don't have to switch to a smaller bit. Fair enough. Alright, let's start checking this out. before I fingerprint up this brass too much here. I'll have to wipe that off shortly. Alright, well let's start getting into some of the nitty-gritty now that the striptease is kind of over here. I'm gonna fetch the included Allen wrench here. You have massive thumbs. I have really big hands. I'm a very large person. You know, for some of you that might not actually know, I'm 6'4", which is like 193 centimeters, and I weigh about 300 pounds, which I don't remember how many kilograms that is off the top of my head. But I'm a big person. Don't wipe it off before you steal your identity. Yeah, no. Thankfully, they're smart enough to include the microfiber cloth with it, which is pretty nice. I wish all keyboards did that, but instead I just use the RamaWorks ones on most of my keyboards. Almost the exact same size as me. You've seen me in person multiple times. We're both pretty big guys. Alright, so I'm gonna start unscrewing some of this stuff after I find my magnetic bowl that I actually keep some things in. Shouldn't need my Kniffy anymore. Please be careful not to scratch her. Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. But I mean, if I do, it's my fault, obviously. Okay, thanks, Rama. Phillips head 1 for the Phillips head parts. I try to be a gentle giant, yes. If I drop the screw first, look at my lap. That's always the plan. As you other builders know, you gotta check the crotch first when you drop something. It's almost always there. Alright, so I think I got all 4 of these out. I'm gonna carefully turn it over without dropping anything too bad here. 2 of my screws. There's a screw. And there's a screw. So there's all 4 of my screws for the bottom. Oops. Back. Oh, okay. Oddly sexual stream today from Top Clack. Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you have a product that's this sensual. Alright, so for the sake of this, I am going to give this kind of a full tear down, even though I don't need to take the weight off, I am going to. Oh. I was trying to find my Phillips head 1. There we go. Alright, so... Oh, there we go. I was wondering where the 4th screw was, but I guess it fell out at another time. Wait, lay them away? Wait, move them away so you don't lay the case on them? Triggering my OCD? What are you talking about? You mean like these bags? Not entirely sure what you're talking about. Anyways, so here is the, I mean, I'm gonna have to get it all fingerprinted up just to show it off, but I'll clean it off eventually. This is the external weight, not the internal one. I do also have the internal one. But of course we have what looks to be kind of a mirror finish PVD, if I'm not mistaken. You can even see like all of my monitors and stuff. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. The weight alone is pretty heavy too. Alright. I'm gonna put this weight back in now. He's a pro, trust Quakos. I have built a lot of keyboards, but that by no means I'm not making ever a mistake, because I still often make mistakes, just like most other people. Hand mirror polished and PVD coated. Wow. One thing I do notice, I mean, it is an impression stream, so even if I find some kind of imperfections or anything, I have no shame in calling them out. There are some, I should polish this up a little bit. I'm assuming what are machining lines, although I'd call them waves, at least on the inside, this particular part of the brass. I don't know how well I could even get the camera to pick them up, but they're definitely a little bit more apparent in person if you're looking at them. They're not on the outside or anything, thankfully, which is nice. And you're not going to see the inside, but obviously I should announce gripes when I come across them. I'm gonna try to angle it on the camera so you can actually see it. You can kind of see like little wavy patterns over here under the right lighting. You see them? Okay, yeah. Yeah, none on the outside. The outside's totally all fine. And obviously you're not going to see this, so it's... For me, it's whatever. Like, that's not, like, going to be ever a deterring point for me. But just something so people are aware. Alright, so... Got those all screwed in. Nice and snug. I am a pro-human. That's right. Let's check out some of the other internals then. Now that we've been kind of looking at the bottom, or the top, I mean, with the back external weight. Here we have the bottom. A little late to ask, but what were those waves on top of the weight? I think it's just machining marks, probably. Maybe some kind of hand polishing marks, I don't know. It's only, from what I can see, it's only like right here on the inside of the weight that you'll not see once it's, you know, there. We don't polish the inside? Okay, well there you go. There's your reasoning. Outside looks A+ though, so that's the more important part, thankfully. So this is the bottom plate. Very beautiful. I like these ridges here. Let's take a look at some of the other parts. I'm not going to do the weight yet, because I want to weigh it before and after, so that way I don't have to take it off, keep taking it off and putting it back on. But let's take a look at the PCB, which I apparently do still need my knife for. Oh, baby. Well, this is already one of the sexiest pieces of printed circuit board plus components I've ever seen in my entire life. Absolutely stunning. The matte finish on it is just superb. Of course, there's a little Wilbur insignia there. So this PCB I think is designed primarily by Wilbur, and that's kind of his maker's mark, you could say. There's this cute little character here, and of course RamaWorks branding right there with some Japanese characters. 60% M60-A, and then finally on the far right we have the RamaWorks logo. So very nice. For those of you that may not be familiar with this PCB, it's pretty feature rich. You have SMD RGB LEDs per key, so every key has an individually addressable RGB light. So very cool. That's going to look very nice. We also have the KL hot swap sockets that are soldered on. So this means you can swap different switches in and out of the MX format, and that requires no soldering. So, bam. It looks like here we have a kind of a breakout daughter board that has USB Type-C there. Very nice. Due to the extra thickness of this, I imagine and the fact it'd be hard to put a middle mount USB port there due to the placement of the sockets. They opted to go for this route, so this looks like it screws in to the base here, and then of course it'll protrude out the middle of the back of the weight. So that's where you get your USB functionality. Very nice. Alright, so I will open up and put the weight in a little bit. But I think first I want to get the PCB mounted, and then put these rubber feet on, and then kind of start to assemble this, you know. You might not have seen it yet, but I do have a bag here, which has some nice words on it. It says 70X 78 gram Xylence V2 Brian review samples. So I have the V2 Xylence right here, unreleased, 78 gram. So I'll actually be able to try it out. Looks like I have a couple switches of the other weights too, but the main pack here I have is 78 gram. I will definitely have enough for this board, so that's what I'm going to try first, but I might try other switches in here as well. So something to consider. Very cool stuff. 78 gram of V2 Xylence. Rama says, main reasoning behind the daughter board was to have the USB exit the case parallel to the desk. Ah, that's pretty smart. I actually didn't think about that. Moan sigh, moan sigh. Very nice. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do here is get this PCB mounted. I'm assuming these three screws here, this pack of 3 is for the internal weight. That's going to be my initial guess. And these switches in this package that are smaller, they look to be something like M2 4mm or something like that. So these will probably be what actually mounts the PCB to the top housing of the case. So let's go ahead and do that. Probably need a smaller bit for this one. There we go. Now to find all the mounting points. Sorry for my big head in the way. I'm still not used to streaming with this camera angle because this is kind of brand new to me. I'm gonna try to keep my head out of the frame though. Alright, so I'm gonna get some of these screws in to stabilize the PCB. Oh, actually, what am I doing? I need to put stabilizers on first, right? Shame on all of you guys for not... Oh, Subnet did catch me. No stabs? Confused boy. Yeah, no, you caught me. I have not put stabs on yet. However, right next to me, I do have already clipped and already lubed GMK screw-in stabs. In preparation for this. I actually took them off another build that I desoldered the other day. So let's put those on first, shall we? So I'll need a 7U spacebar, and then I will also need Enter and left shift, because this is pretty much the true HHKB layout. Feels bad to band-aid such a pretty PCB. Well, I'm not going to be band-aiding, because I don't care enough about having extra silence. So I will not be band-aiding. I don't usually band-aid unless I'm really trying to go for absolute silence, which is rare with me because I don't really care about quietness in a keyboard. So right now I'm just putting in these GMK screw-in stabs. Transparent stabs for RGB? I would, but I don't have any Zeal stabs on hand, as far as I'm aware. So unfortunately I cannot do that yet. But thankfully, if I do ever get some and I want to change it up, it's a hot swap board, so it's not too difficult to do. You did transparent stabs, then did the band-aid mod? Nice move. Talisman Solution says, Quakems is slight delirious from the intoxicating view combined by the circa 1962 jazzy sounds. That's right. It's a good chill music. Lo-fi hip-hop, man. It's good. It's fun to build keyboards, too. It's very relaxing. But I definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with me and hope you guys are having a good time. And of course, if you guys have any questions about, you know, the M60 or anything else, I'm here. I'm here for you guys. I wish I could DJ for the stream. Maybe one day. Nobody upstages DJ Quakems. Come on. That's just not how this works. Alright, we have our 3 stabilizers in. So let's try to find our PCB mounting points here. So it looks like we have one right here, one right there, and right there. So I'm counting 4 total. 2, 3, 4. That's what it looks like to me. However, he includes a lot of screws. So, oh, I see. Okay, never mind. 4 for the PCB that mounts to the top, the underplate, and then the other 4 screws they go to these screw holes here, which will hold the USB-C daughter board. So that's why it's like that. It looks like there are no extra screws included in these kits, so you definitely got to be careful not to lose those. If I'm being really picky, because, you know, I always should be really picky, I would have liked to see a couple extra screws, just in case. I always like seeing that. But regardless, here we go. Romawork says, Quake, the screws are just for positioning. Make sure the PCB remains flat when inserting switches, i.e. hold the socket downwards whilst inserting switches. Oh, you mean to like push it in from the back? Like hold the back of the socket while I'm putting the switch in? Because that makes sense. Alright, we got all 4 of our screws in for the PCB. Now I think, yeah, putting switches in is the next step, and then mounting the USB daughter board to the bottom, and then screwing the bottom onto the rest of the case. So I'm assuming it goes something like that. Or wait. Does the USB daughter board mount with the USB port facing up from the bottom? Or does it mount, like, down, facing downward? I'm actually not sure yet. First? Okay, that's what I assumed, but I didn't want to make a stupid mistake. Alright, mount USB port facing up. Got it. Which also means whiskey. No coaching from the stands. Hey, man. Sometimes you gotta listen to the pros. We all start somewhere, right? Alright. So yeah, pretty sure switches is the next logical step. That way I can hold the socket of each of the switches from the back, and that way it'll be a little bit easier on the PCB and the sockets, so I don't actually push one out or something. Which you know, is always, there's always a chance of something like that happening, so try to minimize that risk. Alright, so If you just got here, I got some V2 Xylants, unreleased so far. These are the 78 gram version, although I do have the other 3 weights to test, 65, 62, and 67. I'm not going to bother with those right now because the one I have the most of here is the 78. So this is what I will be using. And these actually feel really good. Oh wow. I might like these more than the 62 gram Zelios that I have. That's a big bump, even for a 78 gram. Wow. How are they? Just pressing a single switch, it feels very good. But obviously, I haven't tried them in a board yet, so opinions on that switch coming soon. Still, once I finish this, are they lubed? No, these are stock. These are stock 60. Oh, I'm sorry, stock 78 gram Xylant V2. So these have the upgraded bump that like starts like immediately, or like already in the motion when you start the press. It feels very good though. I'm interested to see how silent they'll be. So let's put some of these switches in, shall we? I think Rama said start from the middle and work your way out, right? That's your suggestion. I gotta scroll up and make sure. Start from the middle outwards. Got it. All right. Gotta make sure all my pins are straight first. Oof. Nice little clip in there. Thick plate too. I think it's 4.5 millimeter integrated aluminum. I heard a snap. Yeah, so the particular cutouts, it's gonna be kind of hard to show. But the switch is actually in the plate, the mounting points. Come on, light, work with me. They're actually little cutouts in each of the switch holes that allow the switch to snap in. I love seeing that because on traditionally like MX plates that are thicker than 1.5 millimeter, you don't always get that snapping action. So when you actually have the cuts machined into the plate itself, then you can get that snap. It's nice, it's sturdy, it keeps the switch more straight. Perfect. Using the case to straighten pins, mad lad. I wasn't actually doing that, I was using my fingers. From that angle, it probably looked like I was, though. I wouldn't disrespect your product like that, Rama. KB Warriors in the house. How's it going, man? Haven't gotten tracking for your M60 yet. It's probably coming soon. I think from the information that I gathered earlier, if you ordered one with the starter kit, that's going to be shipped out towards the end. But, I mean, I'm in the US and I got mine. And I know a lot of other people in my area that ordered them already have theirs as well. So, US order is definitely going out. Mr. Petrov with a fantastic question. What's the rated life, i.e. how many swaps, for those Kale hot swap sockets? So, I've actually not sure about the exact number, but I think it's not as many as you would hope, but it's like more than enough for most people. I want to say it's somewhere around like 50. Maybe someone can correct me on that. Hopefully someone can correct me on that. I feel like that's information I should have, but I just somehow don't. Just try to do this more on stream, sorry guys. Ship times have been super impressive. Yeah, Rama and Kate have been putting in a ridiculous amount of work on shipping these. Also, shout outs to the PCB designer Wilba for doing south-facing LEDs. I'm not gonna lie, I really don't want to have to hold the back of the sockets for every switch. I really just want to press them in. Operating life 100 cycles. All right, 100, not too bad. 100 pretty good, yeah. I mean, not necessarily ideal, but I mean, worst case scenario, what you can do is you just buy more sockets and solder them on. I mean, it's kind of ironic that you have to solder them on because you're using them because you don't want to solder or that you can't solder, but if you're one of those people, you could always just buy the sockets. I think Novelty still actually stocks the sockets themselves. They're not that expensive. You could always just replace the sockets, you know, if you're one of those people that needs more than 100 you know, swaps or whatever. So just something to keep in mind. Unfortunately, Switch can lift out when removing caps. That's absolutely true and something to take note of. That definitely happens on my my Tofu when keyless. I'd say probably 10% of the switches will just come right up with the keycap. Tefram34 asks, that is a really nice case and PCB, great colors. Now what caps are you going to disgrace it with? GMK Olivia is going to be the first thing I put on this. So I don't know if you can tell with the lighting, but this is the dusk version, which is like the dark pink kind of thing going on. It's a little hard to see on camera because I'm not quite an expert with my lighting and camera yet, but I'm getting there. Rama in the chat, yep. That's right. The big man himself. We even had Kate in the chat earlier. Always a pleasure to have either of them. Still at work? That's a bummer. Did you get to eat today at least? Do we need to buy you pizza? Do we need to deliver you pizza? Because we can do that. Actually, once I get a feel for this kind of socket placement, it's a lot easier to just move my finger down blindly and press each one without having to look. I'm starting to get into a groove here. Didn't have any pity cheese today. Is pity cheese like a thing? Is that like an Australian thing, or do you like actually mean like cheese out of pity? I'm curious if pity cheese is like actually a thing that I'm just not aware of. I like cheese. As a large man, I like cheese. I like all food. No, it's not a thing. Darn. I was hoping it was some like specialty cheese I've never heard of before. So, one cool note about these Helios is they use the special nylon blend fully transparent housing. And that means the SMD RGBs of this PCB are going to really be kicked up a notch because of the transparent housings. Getting closer, guys. Quickest build ever. Hot swap sockets definitely save a little bit of time. That's for sure. Not that I mind soldering. I definitely appreciate the value of hot swap sockets. This is just awesome. I've been so excited for this board, man. So excited. Almost there.
My first girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy.
Rama says, you won't have to press the back of hot sockets once the majority of the middle ones are through. Well, now you tell me. After I'm already done. You would. You would wait that long to tell me.
Dear SpongeBob, these last few years have been some of the best in my life, but I must move on.
Now I'm already committed to holding every socket during this installation, at least. It might take longer, but there we go. Alright guys, all of my switches are in. Let me just double check. Alright, all firmly in there. Let's go ahead and mount the USB-C daughter board onto the back plate, I guess, the bottom plate. So this mounts like this. So I'm just going to mount it like this, and I'm just going to turn it on to itself. Where's my bit magnetizer? What? Are these screws not magnetic? Well, the good news is once I get one in, it'll be good for the rest. Cheers to all 70 of you that are in the chat right now. I was certainly not expecting this kind of turnout for a build stream, but I guess the RamaWorks M60-A is pretty darn hype. Alright, now we got those all in. Guys, I mean, if you're curious about the internal weight, I do have it. It is here. It is, I haven't even unpackaged it yet, but it's pretty darn heavy. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to assemble it without the weight. I'm going to do a little typing demonstration. I'm going to weigh it, so that way you guys can see what it might, you know, feel and sound like without the internal weight. And then I will open it back up, put the weight back in, and do another typing demonstration and weight test. Glorious. Look at this tall. Hold on, let me screw this in. Then I'm gonna show you guys something insane. In a good way, like insane in the membrane kind of way. I still need to put the feet on as well. I'll do that next. If I weren't able to get an M60-A, I probably would have joined the KOU. 60% is so much better for me. I love the way it looks. I love the way it works. I love the way it feels. Let me show you guys something kind of crazy here. This is awesome. Oh man, I need to bust out the alcohol wipes to get this truly clean. Check out. I'm gonna have to focus this. Sorry for the bouncy camera. It's mounted on a 5-foot arm, but check out this USB port. I'm trying to get it in a way you guys can see it. The tolerances on this are so tight. Like, look at that. The only opening there for the USB port is like literally the exact same size of the USB hole. It's unreal. That's so tight. It's perfect. It's so beautiful. That's the kind of precision that, like, is just absolutely awesome to see. Camera will stop bouncing in a second. Sorry, guys. I do use a Discord light theme. I actually use light theme for Discord and Slack and Reddit. It's not that I dislike dark themes. I actually get migraines if I like look at a dark theme too long and then like I look at something else. But if I keep everything like light theme, I'm totally fine. I'd rather use dark themes because I think it looks better, but it messes with my eyes and my brain apparently, so I don't. All right, let's put these feet on. Hopefully I can do these right the first time, since I think I failed my M65 feet the first time. Alright, so it looks like there are actually little holes here for the feet. I'm not sure what those holes are actually for, though, because I don't think there's actually anything on the end of these strips here. Brian is a damn savage. Sorry, guys. It just is what it is. Nice GMK Shoko colorway t-shirt. It's kind of true. It's ironic that Input Club is running it too, right? NGB says, now time for the rose gold spacebar, your favorite. I'm not gonna get into that now, but I am disappointed that there are no alpha spacebars in the base kit for GMK Olivia. But as per you know, Olivia's vision, I will use the spacebar I don't want to use because that's what she wants people to do. Holes are for pushing the feet out if you need to. Ah, okay, smart. That makes sense. Because it looks like it's all just one adhesive strip.
Because it only occurs when you love something more than you love yourself.
Just a Robin Williams sound sample.
You have to love anybody that much.
That's awesome. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm only gonna undo like a third of it, and then I'm gonna put it on, and I'm gonna kinda undo the rest and press it as I go. Oh my god. It's like I've done this before, even though I haven't. Okay, that was pretty satisfying, I'm not gonna lie. Fantastic. Fantastic. Come on, go in. This side might take a little bit more convincing. Oh. It's a little bit better.
How come you don't want me, man?
Ah, there we go. Success. Alrighty. That's for the internal weights. Don't think I need this anymore.
I'm sorry.
Alright guys, in theory we're all built up here.
It was great seeing you, son.
Now let's give it a try, shall we? GMK Olivia on the Dusk M60-A. Absolutely beautiful. Let's get to the key set, shall we? And I'll put the key set on, I'll do a little typing demo, I'll weigh it without the internal weight, which is right here. And then I will do another typing test and weigh it with the internal weight in. By the way, I hate GMK trays. Just, you know, fun fact about me. I think they're absolutely terrible quality, and I don't like that they add to the price when they're so bad. Just a note about me. What just comes out? Oh, come on, man. I barely touched it. I love GMK caps. Absolutely hate their trays. The configurator is amazing. So simple to use. Awesome. I haven't actually tried it yet. I haven't even looked at it. I have no idea what it looks like. I haven't even downloaded it yet. So I'll have to check it out. Actually, before I do anything else, I'm going to plug this in, and we're going to just check out the RGB LED effects, hopefully. The way it is. Oh, I also should probably... I'm going to test the keys as well. So let's put the caps on hold for a second while I plug this in and check it out. I will eventually swap over to the included braided Rama branded cap, or not cap, sorry, cable. But for the time being, since I have a USB cable already here and plugged in, I'm just going to use this for testing purposes. Alright, so it looks like all the lights are lit up, so that's a great start. Alright, Windows is telling me that they're setting up Rama M60-A, and now Rama M60-A is set up and ready to go. Perfect. Great start. Let's head over to a little key tester here. So I can figure out how to... Oh, there we go. There we go. Questionable browser? Oh, I see what you're saying. Never mind. So beautiful. Alright, let's make sure all these keys register something. So of course the PCB does come pre-flashed with a stock layout here. All the keys register except for this one. I'm not sure if that's just unflashed at the moment, but I guess we'll find out once we get into the configurator potentially. Is this key unprogrammed by default? Oh, it's FN2. Okay, thank you. So FN1 here, FN2 here. One thing I don't understand is why on this at least the immediate stock layout, this is delete instead of tilde, which is kind of odd for the HHKB layout. Hold FN1 plus FN2 plus 1, 2, 3, etc. to test. Does that change like color stuff? Oh, it does. Oh my. Ooh, that's some nice breathing, actually. I'm always kind of partial to like the raindrop effect. Thank you for the tip there, Rama.works/guides. All right, I will definitely check that out. I see. Okay, so a little bit different from the traditional HHKB layout, but that's totally fine. Obviously, it's fully programmable, so we good. Layer 0. Wait. I like how it says layer 0 typing, layer 1 miscellaneous, layer 3 lighting controls. Where's the layer 2? Is there a layer 2? I see. Okay, so 1 and 2 is change lighting effect. 3 and 4 is changing color hue. Wait, color 1 hue. And then 5 and 6 is changing color 2 hue. Brightness is the plus and the hyphen. Interesting.
Who did this?
Oh. Interesting.
Your birds will come back.
Of course they'll come back. They'll burn.
Well, you know, because it is an RGB PCB and I'm a flashy guy, I'm gonna max out the brightness.
See, Arnold, it's time for me to leave here.
I imagine that's probably correct. I'll be a kid in a candy store. Raindrop is pretty? Yes, I'd like the raindrop. Very cool. Olivia asks, did Brian try out VIA yet? I have not. I have not even downloaded it or opened it at all yet, so it'll be completely new to me. Should I try it on stream? Should I try VIA on stream and see like how easy it can be for someone stupid like me to program this keyboard? All right, let me find where to download. Wait, Olivia, do you have a link to the I think you might have sent me one before actually. Hold on. Rama.work/configurator. Sorry guys, just give me a second here. I'm gonna download this. Windows. Alright, it's downloading. Alright, it's downloaded. Only 37 megs. Very nice. Alright, it's installing currently. Give it a second to install here. Very nice. Let me try to add this to the stream. 1 second. We can take this road together. Hopefully, see if I can get. What? No, not that. Oh, there we go. Oh wait, it might not be compatible to show on Streamlabs OBS. Darn it. Come on. Alright, apparently I can't. Apparently, I just can't. Oh well. I'll have to try to walk you guys through it here. Do desktop capture? What, you think I'm insane? Actually, I guess I could. I could do desktop. I could do desktop capture, and then I can just. Give me a second here. Let me try to get this working here. Might be able to do this. I'm afraid the configurator is having issues or something, because it's been doing the exact same thing for several minutes now. It's like playing tic-tac-toe with a 4x4 grid of X's and O's, which is very awesome to watch, but I don't understand what I have to do to get it to work. Olivia, Rama, help. Am I connected to a hub? Oh. Is that bad? I'm connected to a powered hub. Try connecting directly to PC. Alright. I'm connected to a powered hub. It's like plugged into the wall. That shouldn't be an issue. But let me give that a try. This time with the Rama cable. Sorry guys, 1 second. I gotta kind of adjust some things. I wasn't expecting to do this. All right. Okay, well. Let me try reopening it, I suppose. Is that a Windows key? It is. V. No, it's not V. What is V? Can't. VI. There we go. Let me reopen this configurator and see what happens. And assuming this works, I can try to screen cap it for you guys and try to walk you through my experience as a completely noob with it. Looks like it's still kind of in this kind of loading screen where it's playing tic-tac-toe with each other. But give me a second, I'm going to take a quick break to use the restroom. I'll be right back, guys. Seriously, right back. Alright, unfortunately I'm still in this, what seems to be an infinite loop. I'm not really sure what to do here. Thankfully the default layout is like totally fine for me for like everything. It's not Zeal. Zeal's not the next host. Don't meme. Try reconnecting board. I don't know. gonna try this one more time, and I'm gonna give up on the configurator for now. So we'll just give this a couple more seconds here and see what happens. The new host of Top Clack, the new co-host of Top Clack, is going to be Jay Keebs, aka Jay Esoteric. He's a UK keyboard enthusiast who does a lot of streams on his own Twitch channel. He's a very nice, positive guy. He's mature. He's experienced in the community. It's gonna be really good. Him and I get along very well. Hot swappable chalk? PCB, where, what, how? What do you mean by chalk? These aren't the low profile switches, if that's what you're asking. Alright, I don't think this configurator is going to work for me now. At the moment. Maybe still some bugs to iron out, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll hopefully get that working soon. Regardless, the stock layout is going to be totally fine for me, honestly. Like, totally fine. But I'll give it a try later off stream, and maybe we can get this figured out. It's still a very new thing. It's very early, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure everything will get ironed out, and it'll be a-okay. Other people have already been using it, apparently, totally fine. So maybe it's something on my side I haven't figured out yet. But I don't want to spend an hour on stream trying to figure out what the problem is. How does the weight of the board feel without the internal weight? Pretty good. Let's put some caps on it. How about that? That's what we'll do right now. Put caps on. I'll type a little bit. I'll weigh it, and then we'll move on to the internal weight and see how that goes. But we will get to the bottom of this. Don't worry. I have faith.
I thought you said I was beautiful.
Windows update SMH? Probably, yeah. Rama says, EXO loop shouldn't be long. We'll have to look into this. Yeah, I had it running for a few minutes, so... I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of weird issue on my end. I just don't know it yet. I can figure it out later, though. We'll get to the bottom of it. It's no big deal. Thankfully, the stock layout is more than usable for me. It's like almost identical to what I do anyways, so... Programming different stuff is kind of irrelevant for me at that point. I'm a pretty easygoing kind of person. Wait, whoops. No. Sorry, Brian. You don't have to apologize, Olivia. Shit happens. It's an early configurator. I'm not worried about it. Not while I have this beautiful M60-A and GMK Olivia to look at. Who could be unhappy with this in front of them right now? Do you guys see this? Do you guys see this? Can't be unhappy. That's just not how this situation works. So shout outs to GMK Olivia for using the one true 1.5U backspace, which is 1.5U delete. My absolute favorite. Unless it's a full icon mod set, then I prefer the small arrow. But for anything else, 1.5 delete is where it's at. Is this board? I mean, obviously you can use the VIA configurator. Is this board also in the QMK configurator? Just out of curiosity. That's what I was looking for. Run as admin, probably? I guess I can try that too. Let me get some caps on and I'll give that a quick try. Is this Lego? I mean, kind of. It's like plug and play, right? It's like adult Legos. Nice contrast on the mods. Yeah, it's pretty good, right? Shout outs to Olivia. It's looking nice. You want those novelties, right? I'm gonna be using the less than 2s on the bottom row. I flip my spacebar because that's who I am. Oof, I'm gonna have to actually touch up that stabilizer with some lube. Alright, what do I need here? Then I need some of these. QMK compatible. Fantastic. So that's always an option too if maybe you're like me and the configurator isn't quite working for you yet. Like accent novelties would be a little too much with the escape, enter, and spacebar, so I'm going to use the normal mod colored ones. Wow, even unlubed, these are actually kind of quiet. Except for that spacebar, obviously, but that's partially, the stab is partially to blame there. I should have refreshed the lube on the spacebar stabilizer before I put this together. But that's okay. I plan on trying more switches in it in the future anyways. Needs permission to run that JavaScript. Band-Aid mod it is. I probably should have Band-Aid modded the spacebar, yeah. But I don't necessarily plan on keeping silent switches in here. I straight up put these silents on here today because I just got them in the mail today and I wanted to try them out. The beauty of a hot swap board is, you know, you don't necessarily have to be committed to, you know, one switch. KB Warriors asks, do you guys use your M60-A? I honestly never touch it. It's too pretty to get fingerprints on. I actually do use it, yeah. I don't use it super often, but I definitely use it. It sounds great, X spacebar, yeah. I will fix the spacebar, so try not to focus too much on that. But let's do just a little bit of a typing demo. I'll bust out my scale as well, so I can weigh it for you guys. I'm gonna give a quick pause to the music. Move my mic a little closer here. And yeah, give a little listen. With the configurator, Olivia says unplug the M6-A. Oh, I didn't actually think about that. That makes sense though. I'll try that again in a second. Let me do a little brief typing test here just for you guys. Try not to pay too much attention to the spacebar because I know that's bad and I will fix that. Don't worry. But you know, maybe the rest of the switches can help. Oh wait, what? No, I'm not plugged in. That's why. Why is keyboard not working? Derp. All right. Get a little raindrop RGB too, which would probably look a lot cooler if I didn't have two insanely bright LED lights beating down on it. Alright, so just a quick note, we got the M60-A with no internal weight yet. I got GMK Olivia on top of this, and the switches are V2 Xylence 78 gram stock. I have not lubed these yet. Okay, yeah, that spacebar really takes away from it, unfortunately. But at this exact moment in time, that's going to be how it has to be. I'll fix that off stream probably. Let's do a little bit of a weight. Let's do a little bit of a weight test here, because I know you guys often care about how much a keyboard weighs. Let's figure it out, eh? So you guys can see, yeah, you can see that on stream. Okay, so this is without the internal weight. We have just shy of 3 pounds 10 ounces, which is also a little over 1.63 kilograms. So definitely a respectable weight. But you know, Big Daddy Quake is also going to add the internal weight here. We're gonna go ahead and weigh it after that as well. And this alone is actually pretty heavy, so excited to see how this is gonna turn out. Just dump some silicone on that spacebar stab. Yeah, the stabilizers came from a board that I had lubed in the past, but it had some use and it's been a while, so I should have done that first, personally. Also, the way these particular switches are, because of the way like the V2 Zelios and V2 Xylence like snap when you press them, because the tactility is so large and right at the top, when you hit the bottom, you actually hit the bottom with more force than you normally would on a switch that wouldn't be like that. So when you get that reverb on the spacebar, because the spacebar is so much bigger and has so much more hollow space in the cap itself, it really, really accentuates that additional noise that shouldn't be there. Because like a lot of that noise, like there was some rattle there, of course, from the stabilizer, but a lot of that noise like was just like the pop from the cap. It wasn't actually like, you know, just all stabilizer. Anyways, let's check out this internal weight, should we? It's pretty good, right? Pretty good. Unplug that. Turn my scale off for the time being. Let's check out this internal weight. I am going to have to open this back up, just the bottom, to be able to put this weight back on. Or on for the first time, rather. Put some music back on while we do that. And I hope you guys are enjoying your night. I definitely am. Or day, I guess, depending on where you are. It's night for me. But having a good time, having a couple drinks, messing around with amazing keyboards with amazing people watching is... it's very humbling, at the very least. Use different switch for spacebar? I could do that too. That's something I have done in the past. I had a very similar problem on my Noctuary X60 with Holy Pandas. The space, even with a lubed Holy Panda and tuned GMK stabs, that spacebar would just crack every time. It was like lightning. Or, I mean, thunder, I guess. It was like thunder, like every single time you pressed it. It was just unbelievably loud. I eventually swapped it out to a lubed silent switch just to kind of like tame it. I might do something similar here, but we'll see what happens after I update the stabs. Love use some Band-Aid mods. Yeah, Band-Aid mod can definitely help, but Band-Aid mod wouldn't help with the particular sound that I have here, because it's not a bottom out like fat, like thud, and that's what Band-Aid mod helps with, right? It's with this kind of switch, it's the upstroke. It's like the downstroke of the switch, but it's like the upstroke of the spacebar, like reverb. It's absolutely insane. Just pretend I hit the spacebar. That's probably what I should have done, huh? Yeah, nothing wrong with Band-Aid. If I were like truly going for the quietest build of all time, I would for sure Band-Aid it. And I mean, these are silent switches, but they're unlubed. So if I did rebuild this with lubed Xylence, I would definitely Band-Aid mod the stabs as well. All right, so let's do this without unscrewing the USB port here, for the sake of convenience. Olivia says, I'm on the ground now. Congrats. Welcome back to the world. What causes the big crack on spacebars when they bounce back up? It's the fact that the spacebar is such a big key. It has a lot of empty space in it. So when you get all the noise from the upstroke, it gets echoed throughout the inside of the spacebar, which you don't normally hear on, you know, smaller caps because they don't have very much space. Like, it's the same switch, and my stabs are tuned. I mean, these could be tuned better, but like you get so much more noise on the spacebar because you have so much more space to operate acoustically. And how do you mitigate that? There are definitely ways you can go about it. It's kind of tough. I mean, obviously, having a more quiet switch is really going to help, and more quiet stabilizers, obviously. The less sound you have coming from the stabilizers and the switch, the less noise can actually go into your spacebar to reverberate. So when you have a more quiet switch, it lets off less noise, and that noise is then dispersed in the spacebar, and with less noise comes less reverberation. So pretty simple. Eliminate as much noise as you can from the switch and the stabilizers. And then if that doesn't fully help you, I mean, those two things definitely should noticeably help. But if you're still not 100% there, I've actually considered adding like a thin layer of foam inside spacebars before, just to try to absorb a lot of that extra noise. I haven't actually tried that yet, but that's something I do want to take a look at. Yeah, and like NGB says, actually, he says, yeah, sometimes it's just the switch/case/plate combo that makes certain switches just not work. Totally true. Totally true. Sometimes it takes some experimenting, and that's just the way it is. Jace the Poop Scooper with a very interesting question. Some spacebars have extra stems. Can you mount extra stabs because of that? So let me actually show people what you're talking about real quick. Alright, so these are a couple space bars from GMK Olivia that I'm not going to use because they're not the exact size I need for this board. So this is a 6U space bar, 6 unit space bar, that's the length. This is a 6.25 unit space bar, that's the length. So the way this works is like, this is, wait, 6 unit. No. So you can actually have off-center like space bars, for example. So like, let's say the switch could actually be over here depending on the board. It's kind of rare these days, like especially in a lot of the customs, we use very standardized kind of stuff nowadays. But like some OTD boards, which are like a more vintage custom, for example, will have off-center space bars, and you can only use off-center caps for them. It's kind of hard to actually put additional stabilizers somewhere. They're not usually designed for that, so by and large you just can't do that, unfortunately. So that's just the way it is. Some boards are just designed differently, so they include stuff like this to try to combat the extra compatibility that some people might need. But like nowadays, this was more of a thing like 3, 4, 5 years ago in the community. It's a lot less of a thing now. So usually most people don't need that kind of stuff. NGB, have a good night, man. Sleep well. Mog Genius says, I found foam in the spacebar plus lubing the top. Sorry, I found foam in the spacebar plus lubing the top of the spacebar stem legs helps a lot. I.e., I lube the top of the 2 remaining legs. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I usually do too, actually. Now that I think about it. Yeah, definitely a good tip to help out. Alright, here we go, guys. I haven't actually seen this yet. So So bam, this is the internal weight. Also dust cloud. I was actually expecting this to be brass. I'm not sure why. But I was expecting it to be, sorry, like mirror polished brass, like the back weight here. But actually we get a dusk version. Very, very nice. So something I immediately note here is I actually have, trying to get the light right, I actually have a pretty serious scratch right there. This is the piece that'll be going face down in between the bottom plate and this anyways, so it's never going to be seen, but something to take note of. The rest of this is just fingerprints because hands. But the rest of it looks quite nice. Try to line this up right. Pretty sure that's how it goes in. Then I have the 3 screws that should go to this. Alright, now we got the internal weight in there. Very nice. So I clean it up just a wee bit here. Try some of my grimy fingerprints off of it. Microfiber cloths definitely help. All right, oof, that definitely adds a fair amount of weight. Is that loose? All my screws are pretty tightly in there. But there's still an audible shake there. My guess, actually even just from seeing it, is the screw holes might be a little bit too wide. It doesn't clamp on to the bottom weight quite as easily as it maybe should. Not a huge thing. Oh, there's a guide. Rama, you're on top of shit. I haven't looked at the guide yet. All right, let's take a look at this. M60-A, internal weight rattling. Let's open this link and see what happens. All right. So I'm very new to all this, so just keep that in mind, guys. I haven't seen like any of this yet. Internal weight rattling when installed. Issue: internal weight is moving around when secured down. 3 holding screws fully torqued down. Solution: any thin medium can be placed between the weight and the base to prop the weight upwards to increase tension downwards. Medium should be, ideally, compressible in less than 0.5 millimeters. For example, layers of electric tape, fabric, etc. The medium does not need to be adhered. Bam, very good, very, very nice. So obviously not an entirely ideal solution, but an easily rectifiable solution, which is nice to see. I do have electrical tape, but this is something that doesn't worry me that much, so I'm not going to worry about it now. Maybe I'll do something next time I take it apart. All right, let's put this back together. Holy crap, this weight clearly adds a fair amount of weight. on. Gotta make sure when you put it back together, the cable here actually has a coating on it to protect itself. You gotta make sure it goes along the outside of this protruded bottom portion here, because for me it just wasn't going in all the way. I think that's why. All right, there we go. Perfect. Very nice. Stick a band-aid or two in there. You guys are obsessed with band-aids. Rama knew exactly every issue I was going to come into, and he had it planned out. Love it. Olivia says, when you get a chance, do you mind unplugging your M60-A and restarting the application? Yes, I am planning on doing that. I actually already, Rama brought it up. I unplugged my M60-A already. There's the cable for it. So I will give that a try as soon as I plug this back in. Just putting it back together first. Thank you for the advice, by the way. JT Jet asks, do Zeal stabs create a different sound compared to Cherry? Yes. So Zeal stabs obviously have a different composition for the plastic, so it's going to sound a little bit different there. But one thing to keep in mind is that with Zeal stabs, they don't quite bottom out the same way that a Cherry or GMK or other stab might. So it floats like very, very thinly from the PCB, so that way when you bottom out, it's much quieter. There's not like a slap like with a GMK stabilizer, even if it's lubed and clipped. With Zeal stabs, it kind of floats ever so slightly up right above that, so like you don't get quite as harsh of a bottom out when you press it. It feels like more of like a floating kind of feel. It's kind of hard to explain. Blammy Boy asks, have you tried Lagunitas brown sugar? I have. Honestly, I really dislike it. I did not like it at all. Alright, so let's go ahead and plug this back in, weigh it, do a typing test, see if I can get this VIA configurator working. Alright. Let's weigh it first, shall we? So, let's see, what was the other weight? Without the internal weight, it was, what, 3 pounds, 10 ounces? 3 pounds, 10 ounces, or it was just a little north of 1.63 kilograms fully built without the internal weight. Come on, scale, work with me here. Alright, so let's go ahead and weigh it now in its final configuration. Look at that. That internal weight adds a substantial amount of weight. So we went from about 3 pounds 10 ounces to about 5 pounds 6 ounces, aka about 1.63 kilograms, all the way up to 2.44 kilograms. Very, very heavy keyboard. This is actually, I think as far as 60% go, this is the heaviest I've ever owned. Because the Fiel was, like the Fiel was about 2 ounces lighter than this. So this might be the heaviest 60% group buy ever ran. I'm not really sure though. Someone might have to correct me on that. But as far as I'm aware, this is the heaviest, if you include the internal weight. So a lot of people are really big on weight, and this is, I mean, it was already respectably heavy without the internal weight, but with the internal weight, this thing is an absolute beast. And it definitely feels like it. So I'm not expecting the sound to change too much, but I'm expecting it to change a little bit. So let me mute my music and bring my mic a little bit closer. And we'll do another brief typing test. I'll keep it very brief. I'll have more official typing test videos out on youtube.com/topclack, link below in the description. When I get some time, hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to tune up the spacebar a little bit. I'll refresh the stabs a little bit, and I'll try it out from there, and I'll try to make that spacebar a little quieter, and then eventually I'll probably lube these switches as well to keep it even quieter. So let's do just very brief typing now that we've added the internal weight. Alright, now I'm going to do it without hitting the spacebar. That way you guys can hear like all the regular switches. It's really hard not to hit the spacebar when typing. So something I'm noticing immediately is there's actually a pretty significant change in the overall tone of the typing keyboard sound. I honestly was not expecting it to be that big. So without the internal weight, there's like a little bit of hollow resonance, a little bit of, I don't want to call it ping, but definitely a little bit of like a hollowness. You can feel that there's nothing else in there. With the weight, that's like completely gone. It sounds so much more solid. And obviously I'm using stock silence, which are a silent switch, but even still, I can tell that difference is definitely there. So there you go. There's some brief bad typing sounds that I will hopefully rectify very, very soon in some more proper typing videos that you can find on the Top Clack YouTube channel. All right, now that my M6 is unplugged, M60-A is plugged in. Let's give that VIA configurator another try, shall we? Oh, okay, well there you go. Obviously that was the issue, because now after that quick splash screen, this is loading pretty quick. Let me make sure I have nothing inappropriate on my desktop so I can just capture my desktop temporarily. Bam, let's... where are you? Where the heck is desktop capture? Hold on here. No, that's not what I want. Sorry guys, bear with me for a second. I'll try to get this on screen. Display capture? That looks about right. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so hopefully you guys can see that and it doesn't look too bad. So this is my first time ever seeing this, so I am just as just as lost as you guys. So let's see what's going on here. So obviously I know all these. I know what all these keys do. Well, I usually use over here where the delete is stock. I use the, where the heck is it? I use the tilde right here. Is this like a drag and drop kind of affair? Okay, apparently not. So I'll click. This is, I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way, guys. I've had no instruction on how to do this, so I'm kind of just seeing how this works. So I'm going to click the key on the keyboard, and I'm going to click this. Okay. Does that mean it worked automatically? Let me open up Awkward Key Test and see. So supposedly this this changes like instantaneously. Oh. It does. Okay. That's pretty cool. Let's see what else we got here. And there's not really a whole lot else that changed. How do I get to, okay, so here's the layer select by the looks of it. Here's the layer change. Pretty sure this down arrow just means it does nothing. Okay, so I need that to also be that. This can be, what do I want FN escape to be on an HHKB layout? I don't know. How about crap, I don't know. Just for the sake of this demonstration, I guess. Pause. That's what it's going to be. Oh, wait, there's already a pause there. Whoops. I mean, this layout was already very close to what I'd normally use. I don't usually have FN escape do anything on an HHKB layout. It's usually tilde is on my far right, like you can see here. What is caps lock? Okay, so it's caps lock is FN tab. Perfect. That's fine. I'm actually gonna make it. I'm gonna make this one do nothing. I'm gonna make this one. I'm gonna make FN control caps lock. So I'm using my controller here. That's different layers. Bam, layer 3. All my lighting effects. Nothing on layer 2. That's fine. Alright, so let's... Apparently this really does work on the fly. It really does work on the fly. Holy crap, guys. And just when I thought Bootmapper Client was the easiest configurator, I'm proven wrong. This is pretty crazy, not gonna lie. What do we got up here? Lighting? Oh, okay. So does this change immediately? So it's already on. I have it on raindrop, I think, right? Jelly bean raindrop. Cycle all. Okay, so you all off. Okay, so you can change this instantly too. Cycle all. Okay, okay. Radial all hues. I see. Radial color 1. Okay, so this is... I guess you guys can't see this on stream. This is actually working. Sorry, guys. Let me... Ha. Sorry about that. This is actually working, guys. So, like, I can switch between lighting modes on the fly without any kind of bootloader or anything. This is just, it does it all for you. There you go. That is the easiest keyboard configurator I have ever used in my entire life, hands down. No bootloader, no physical bootloader button. There's no flashing after you apply something. It's just all there. You click on what you want, and then you do it. Does it work like with the actual keyboard? Oh, it does. Okay, so you can click on the key in the virtual keyboard, and you can press on what key you want it to do. Right? Apparently not. Why can't I make that Q? Okay, that's pretty weird. I was hitting Q, but it wasn't working. So maybe some minor bugs still to work out. But that's pretty easy. You click on the digital keyboard here, and then you click on what key you want it to do. Pretty darn simple. You can cycle through layers pretty easily with this thing right here. You can go over to this. We're on the keys section right now. You can go over to the lighting section, and here's some basic effects. And this looks like a brightness slider. Very cool, very nice. I like that. So a bunch of different standard effects you got here. Of course, if you're a big person into QMK, then you can create something maybe a little bit more intense, a little bit more deep than some of this. This is all relatively basic functionality at the moment, which is totally fine for someone like me. Like, I don't really need much else than this personally. Like, bam, I'll keep it on raindrops like the entire time I own this keyboard probably. And I don't really need anything besides programming each key to each layer. So, bam, easy peasy, no flashing, programs on the fly. It's good. It's good. Definitely hats off to you guys for that. Very, very respectable. It doesn't get much easier than that, guys. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up in chat now, guys. But yeah, all changes in real time. Very cool. Drag around the colors. Oh, I just closed it. Whoops. Oh well. Genius tags me and says, "This is the configurator that makes you want to look at all the other configurators and say, why can't you be more like your brother?" That was... hands down, that was the easiest keyboard programming experience I have ever had. Love it. Absolutely love it. That's great. So yeah, now that we've gone through the configurator, I've gone through and did an unboxing, built it up a little bit, put GMK Livy on it. We're trying stock 78 gram V2 Xylence from Zeal right now. And other than my spacebar stabilizer being stupid, we are good to go, because obviously that's my fault. So yeah, looking pretty good actually. I'm gonna turn off my couple lights here so you guys can see the RGB a little bit better. But yeah, so far this is a pretty awesome keyboard, man. Like, it looks amazing. The PCB is absolutely amazing. The configurator is also amazing. Could be more feature rich, but I imagine that's something that might get implemented over time. But as far as for like basic uses, A+ on the configurator. This is going well, guys. This is amazing. This is truly a fantastic product. If you guys aren't on the extras list for the M60-A already, you probably should be. I've seen a lot of people really want this that missed out on it, honestly. I think this might be a cool product to run again, because this is This is really a home run, guys. This is really a home run. I can't wait to like put other switches in it and like keep trying different things. But absolutely loving this so far. Unboxing experience, 10 out of 10. Build experience, 10 out of 10. Programming experience, I'll give it a 9 out. I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because I think it could be more feature rich. But as far as basic use goes, very solid. These V2 78 gram Xylants, pretty darn good. Need a little bit more time before I can form like any real opinions on it, of course, but they feel pretty good so far. Definitely enjoying them. So yeah, if you guys have any last minute questions before I take off here, now is the time to ask. Now is the time. Shameless plug for ZealPC.net, one of the sponsors of Top Clack. If you do want to buy Zeal products, go to ZealPC.net/TopClack. Adding that /TopClack will activate an affiliate link for me, so I will get a kickback from any purchases you make. If you are someone that likes to support Top Clack and you want to buy Zeal products, that's the best way you can go about it. So I am always honest about my stuff. I think Zeal has had a lot of rocky products in the past, but I think all of his new V2 lineup stuff is absolutely fantastic. I've been using the V2 Zelios, which I actually just took out of my Tofu HHKB Tofu Winculus here. I lubed them. The V2 Zelios, really good. These V2 Xylants, also really good. I got Helios, another board, very good. I really believe in all these V2 lineup products, so make sure if you guys do want to support Top Clack and you're going to buy some Zeal products, use ZealPC.net/TopClack. It helps me out a lot more than you think. Seriously, guys, a lot more than you think. But if you don't like Zeal products and you don't want to order them, or you just don't want to use our affiliate code, then don't. It's whatever. That's part of life. But yeah, keep that in mind. Alright. Now's a chance, guys. Last minute questions. Last minute questions. How's the tactility on the V2 Xylants versus the V2 Zelios? Let me actually do something interesting. Oh, there it is. So this is actually wait. Let me do a complete weight comparison, because these Zelios are 62 gram, but the Xylants I have in here are 78 grams. So pretty big weight difference, and that difference in spring can actually affect the tactility. So let me grab a 78 gram V2 Zelio, which I know I have. Here we go. They're somewhere in this bag. $67, 78. There we go, 78 gram. So I'm actually going to take out the V2. I mean, it's hot swap, right? So I'm going to take out the V2 78 gram Xylants on this key. Actually going to take off the shift key just so I can have enough clearance for this tool. Apparently not. Alright, let's do this the alternative way. Alright, so there is my Xylant. Now I have my Zelio, which I think are, well, maybe not the exact same color, but pretty close to my colorblind eyes. So let's put a 70 gram Zelio V2 in there and compare it side by side with a Xylant. Here's my 78 gram Xylent. Here's my 78 gram. No, I'm sorry. This is my 78 gram Zelio. This is my 78 gram Xylent. I would say they're almost identical. The Xylents, if anything, are like maybe like 5% less tactile. Maybe. This could just be a placebo effect or my mind playing tricks on me, but they feel very, very similar. The Zelio just has like a little bit more of a crisp snap. They're both very, very tactile, though.
A lot of water under the bridge.
So have the old song said.
Yes, ma'am.
What's funny is the 78 gram Zelio actually feels heavier than the 78 gram Xylent. I'm not sure why. I don't know. Yeah, very, very similar tactile feeling, though. I think that the mold-wise, it's supposed to be like identical because it feels like within like a 5% margin, like at worst.
Leave him alone, Miss Elsa. You bad luck to him.
It's great though. I can't wait to lube these, honestly. Anyways, yep, about to be wrapping up here, guys. Mr. Petrov says, that was an awesome build stream. Top Clack, thanks again, and a real pleasure. Thank you so much for watching. Honestly, all you guys that come out here and watch and support, subscribe, donate bits, you know, anything like that, use the Zeal affiliate link. All that huge, huge support for Top Clack helps a lot. Ask Jay if he's team pancakes or team waffles. I actually don't know. Should I not allow him to be part of Top Clack if he's team waffles? How's the integrated plate? Would you say there's no pinging at all? I think I have the wrong switches to test that because I'm using 78 grams Xylents. I don't hear any pinging at all. I do have the internal weight added, by the way, at the moment. Yeah, I don't hear any pinging at all. There was like a little bit of a hollowness without the internal weight, but with the internal weight, I think it's definitely a step up. Ruma says, we have a new switch puller coming next month, which is designed for the M60 to work with switches close to the edge. I need one of those. I also need a new Rama mat. I got mine too dirty, and I've tried washing it, but it just doesn't get fully clean. Maybe I don't need one. Maybe I don't need another one because I'm just gonna make that one dirty too. Feels bad, man. Maybe I can buy a couple of each. Rama says, thanks for the build. We'll be using it as a reference to help people build theirs. Nice work. Thanks. Oh man, if I would have known that you were going to use it as reference material, I would have done a way better job. I would have been faster and more efficient. and probably with less alcohol. David Boy says, thanks for both streams tonight. I'm buying a bunch of V2s with your affiliate link right now. Thank you so much. And he donates 100 bits. You are the real MVP. That is, like, ridiculously helpful. The Zeal affiliate link, like, I'll be honest with you guys, it's actually huge. Like, it's 10%. That is monstrous for an affiliate link. Absolutely monstrous. So, like, if you spend, like, you know, $50 there, I get $5. Top Clack gets $5. You spend $100, Top Clack gets $10. Like, that is really, really a lot bigger than a lot of people think. Super, super important. Him Kenobi says, I put shelf liner in mine since I didn't get the weight. That's a good idea. If I had not gotten the internal weight, I think I would have done something similar. Put some kind of, like Silverstone silencing foam, maybe sorbethane. Probably would have been cool. I think there might be enough space for that. That would have been interesting. It really is an amazing affiliate link. I'm not sure why Zeal even opened it up, honestly. I feel like, I don't know. I hope he doesn't lose too much on it, because I know a lot of people have the Zeal affiliate links now. But if you're a fan of Top Clack and you want to support, zealpc.net/TopClack. Monumental help for Top Clack. We've already had quite a few people use it already, and it helps, man. It really does help. Alright guys, well, that is going to be it for me for the night. Of course, linked down below is the YouTube channel where you can find the YouTube version of this VOD once I upload it, which will probably be another hour or two, depending on, you know, export times. But you can find that there, as well as lots of other YouTube content from Top Clack. Of course, you can join our Discord link below as well. You can hang out with me or any of the other people in the Top Clack Discord. There's lots of people there, lots of cool things going on. I can see people chatting right now, maybe playing some video games. You know, it's a cool, chill place to hang out. You know, I want the Top Clack Discord to be like your landmark for Discord. Like, you just go there and chat, hang out, and have a good time. So yeah, I will catch you guys next time. I actually, insider scoop, I have a stream coming tomorrow with popular streamer Nathan Kim, aka Teihao Types. So look forward to that. It's not going to be a build stream per se, but it'll be fun content. What we're going to be doing is testing out some lubes from Novel Keys that we recently got that are in a blind test. We have no idea what they are. Neither of us do. Mike won't tell either of us. So we're going to go through and we're going to test these lubes one at a time and give our thoughts on them and see like how well Nathan and I can match up a little bit and see how we feel about these blind lubes. So that way we can send the feedback back to Novel Keys and he can maybe have a better idea of what lubes he should be stocking. So yeah, Nathan and I actually haven't tried any of the lubes yet. We're totally in the blind here. We have no idea what's going on. So we have the lubes. Mike provided each of us with 200 retooled blacks as a kind of a nice stock test bench. So we'll be trying the lube on those, and you know, we'll figure out what's good, hopefully. So that'll be fun. That'll most likely be on his Twitch his Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/TehaTypes, TAEHATYPES. Should probably just put that in the chat actually. Twitch.tv/Teha. I'm pretty sure this is what it is. Let me double check just because I'm not lying to you guys. Okay, that's totally right. So yeah, I'll have a stream tomorrow going on. It'll most likely be on that YouTube channel or that Twitch channel. If it's not, it'll be on Top Clack's, but I will of course make an announcement in the Top Clack Discord before we go live. We're aiming for around 7 p.m. Pacific time, just in case any of you guys are curious on watching that. So if you want to see myself and Sir Nathan Kim hang out and test lubes with each other, I know that sounds really appealing, right? So make sure you'll be there for that. That'll be a really good time. So again, thank you all so much for coming out, and I hope you've had a wonderful day or night as I have. thank you all very much for coming and hanging out and supporting Top Clack. Catch you guys soon.